Okay. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Hi, I'm Robin Stienberg. Welcome to the National Critics' Choice Online News. Safe hide for the high hotels around the world. I have Mr. Win, who is from the Human Rights Commission in Myanmar, and we're going to ask him about updates on what's going on in Myanmar. Mr. Win Mra, there's a lot of talk about the human rights issues in Myanmar, and we'd like to know from your perspective and updates, what's going on. Yes, since the elections, is over. So.
Well, the biggest development is that on the 5th of September 2011, the President established the Human Rights Commission to promote and protect the fundamental rights of the citizens. That is the biggest development ever achieved by the present government, I would say.
And what about Suu Kyi? Now she's part of the government of Myanmar after the elections this year. How does this impact the change of the political environment? Is the military rule still has a gaps on issues on the way people view as freedom, such as religious rights for the women and children? Has that changed?
Well, in fact, the commission is established to promote them and to protect them. So it is one of our responsibilities to see to it that these rights are better protected and promoted.
And how does your Human Rights Commission going forward right now? What sort of plans have you plan to implement in the next 5 years?
Yes. We have our responsibilities, which is firstly to educate our people about human rights, because this is the first time that in our history the Commission is ever established. So we have to inculcate the idea of the human rights to the people and to all the stakeholders concerned, or establish a culture of respect for human rights and respect for fundamental rights of the people. In order to do that, we have to give a lot of education, wider dissemination of human rights knowledge, and we have to study more of the international human rights covenants so that our people will be able to better appreciate the international norms and standards which are set out in these conventions, and for them to be able to enjoy them. We would have to encourage the government to accede to more of these human rights conventions. There are 9 full human rights conventions of the United Nations, and at present we are a party to only 3 of them. The 3 of them are Child Rights Convention and CEDAW. This is a convention to protect discrimination against women, and very recently the government acceded to the CEDAW convention. And we will advise the government to see to it that our people really enjoys what is being stipulated in the conventions that the government is a party to. We also have to interact with the United Nations and also with the regional human rights institution to learn about how they are protecting and promoting human rights in their own regions, and to learn from each other's experience. With that view in mind, we have visited neighboring countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, where they have established National Human Rights Commission. We are the 5th national country to have established Human Rights Commission in our region. I think this is very positive, I would say, because there are 5 other countries which has not established National Human Rights Commission among ASEAN. Perhaps this can be sort of encouragement to them to consider, establishing similar national institutions in their own countries. So these are our aims for the coming years for us to work out.
Now, considering about Aung Suu Kyi, is she working with your Human Rights Commission in trying to eradicate poverty as well as rights for equality?
Well, ours is an independent organization. She is working more for the NLD, so to say, and now she has become a member of the parliament. She will work within the parliament in order to look into these areas.
And how about your organization? Are you also wanting to see that the issue of poverty to be eradicated?
Yes, of course, very much. Because I think poverty is also linked with human rights. If the people are poor, how can they enjoy human rights? So I think it's very important that poverty eradication is being looked into by the government.
And what's the ratio like in Myanmar right now today? The ratio of the people, poverty rate, as well as those who are educated? Because I heard there's a lot of conflicting reports that there are more educated Myanmarese than the poor. Is that correct?
Well, I would not say in terms of the percentage, but there is a lot of education class also. But being developing countries, there are also a lot of people who are living in the poverty line.
And what about the women and children? Is there any equality today in Myanmar?
Well, this is what we have to do. We can say that women enjoy a lot of rights in our country. The very fact that the country has acceded to the CEDAW Convention, that is to protect the discrimination against women, shows the determination, the commitment of the government to protect the rights of the women. And there is also a women's federation which is looking after the promotion of the rights of the women. Children also, we are a party to the CRC Convention, so I think we are committed to be promoting and protecting the rights of the children in every aspect. We are working, of course, very closely with UNICEF in order to look after the rights of the children in our country.
And in regards to the rights for children and women, those living in the rural areas, in the agriculture sector especially, is a growing sector as well, from what I believe. What's happening in regards to opportunities? Are there jobs, more jobs are able to be developed and for them so that they could have a fair share of prosperity?
Yes, of course, as a Commission on Human Rights, we would wish that this problem be looked into so that their lives and conditions are improved. This is something that we are very much interested in. But we learned that the government is also, under the leadership of President Hussein Sain, is endeavoring in every way possible to promote their lives.
Now, how about slavery? Because I heard that there's a lot of export of child slavery, child prostitution, including women and so forth. In the case of Myanmar, there's little that's been heard, but some say that they have found some Myanmarese children and women underage in overseas. Could you verify that?
Yeah. Well, we would know that slavery does not exist in this modern world anymore. A long time ago, it has been abolished. But when they talk about slavery, perhaps this is what they call trafficking of persons, especially women and children, which is termed as modern form of slavery. Well, since we are a country with sharing borders with 5 countries, there is a lot of migration or through the border areas. But it is very difficult to determine what is actually meant by this problem until it happened. We heard many stories about such problems, but we would have to look into this matter to see what we can do from the point of view of human rights. But we understand that the government is also working together with the neighboring countries to resolve this problem. There is a mechanism between the Myanmar government and all the neighboring countries, including China, Thailand, and other countries, to discuss and find solution to the problems.
And speaking about solving the problems, how can we at the National Queen's Choice Online News and Save Hyatt for all the Hyatt Hotels guests traveling around the world able to understand the challenges that you face, and how can we help? Is there any way that we as citizens around the world could help your organization to pursue a good cause and freedom?
Yes. Well, I would say that the first thing that we need is understanding about the work that we are doing, because we need to give more understanding to the way that the Human Rights Commission is operating, because we are an independent organization and we work with a lot of independence. This would have to be clearly understood. Our independent nature of work, however, should not be, looked from a different point of view. It should not use pressure to disrupt our work, but should lend understanding and cooperation. We are an independent organization, but however, we cannot overstep the rules of the country. So the most important thing is that in working independently, understanding needs to be given to the work of our organization.
But do you welcome any form of sponsorship or even donations from other parties?
Yes. Well, of course, we accept donations, especially in the area of education and capacity building. This is needed. All the National Human Rights Commissions can accept donations.
And once again, Mr. Win, thank you for sharing with us here at the National Queen's Choice Online News. And for those who are traveling around the world at the Hyatt, please do look up for the Human Rights Commission in Myanmar, and very soon, probably, I hope that they will have a website soon available. And thank you for joining me here at the National Queen's Choice, Robin Stienberg.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for the interest shown in the work of the Commission. It's a nascent organization, and I'm very glad and encouraged that you take an interest in the work of our organization, because such an understanding is needed. Thank you very much.